all realize that we're a small specialist school, so it's not like thousands of people are going to watch us on YouTube, maybe 10, 20 more people. But we have been told that these classes are very good on YouTube, and some people asked us to do more. So I have been doing more recently. Okay. I am going to now start the class, guys. Please remember my style, lots of questions I don't want to answer. You tell me the answers, okay? So if you cannot speak today, let me know on the chat, please. Chat box is here, like this. And audio, don't forget, if I say your name, audio is here, guys. Okay? And for example, Omi, could you say hello?
Hello.
She should put her microphone on now, hopefully. Omi?
Yes.
Well, this is what I'm talking about, guys. Let me know in the chat now, please, if you're not speaking. Very, very important. Christina, can you say hello? Ah, you see, this is what I mean. So it's better to do this now than during the class. Christina, are you there? Ah, maybe she can't speak. She already told me. So this is what I'm talking about, guys. Fumi, can you say hello?
Hello.
Hello. Okay.
Hi.
So, guys, I am just demonstrating. This is what I want. If you hear your name, put your microphone on and try to answer the question. Every question is a test. Every question is a test. So here we go. All right, so this is OET speaking. I'm here in class. It's Monday, and I'm very excited because we're doing information giving, which is a really interesting topic. We are going to learn, get some input on what do OET want? What do OET want from us? What are they looking for in the exam? Okay, now this is my plan for today. We'll start off with some definitions. What is information giving? Then I'm going to make a diagram, the OET criteria. We'll look at that. Finally, I'm going to talk about long ones and short ones. This is the key concept. I think I've been teaching OET a long time. This is the key concept for information giving. Long ones, short ones. What do you do? Okay. So let's get started. Can we start off, please, with Uliana, if she's available, or we can try Chala. Chala, fantastic. So I think you know the answer to this question. What is information giving? Can you give me some kind of answer for this? What is it?
When we start to do a role play, we can give information like now I want to give some information about your medication, or it's generally this type of style.
Okay, so she's given us an example here, and is this correct, everyone? Yes or no? Is this an example of information giving in OET? Yes or no? What do you all think? Is it a good an example?
Yes, it's a good example.
It is. It is one. It's one of the things, though. This is only one of the things you will do when giving information. Chala, I want a definition, though. So maybe someone can help us. Abdul Bari, could you say hello? Irene, Fatima.
Hello.
Abdul Bari, what is information giving? We have an example, right? Well, what is it? Give me a definition.
Definition or exam? Actually, what I understand about the information given, the information provided to the patient in proper way.
Okay, so to provide, right? To give is to provide, right? If we're going to do a definition, we're going to paraphrase, right? So to provide, what's another word for information? Anyone?
Details.
Details, yeah?
Knowledge,
Explanation.
To the
Knowledge.
to what?
To the person.
patient.
Or medication to a patient.
It's always the patient. Okay, now someone said explanation. Who said that? Who said explanation? Say
I
hello.
said.
Buket, that's a great answer. Guys, information giving is basically explaining, right? It's when you explain. Or there's one more thing. Explanation. There's one more thing.
Oh, advice.
Advise, right? So to provide an explanation or some advice. When we are explaining things, when we are giving advice, we are information giving. Because are we gonna talk for a long time, guys?
No.
You speak for a long time, more or less. Okay, more or less a long time. Blah, 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 blah. As soon as you are doing this, OET are thinking, okay, she is giving information to the patient. And they are looking at this because information giving is a criteria. It's an OET. It is one of the OET criteria. What does that mean, Mame? We could try Nur, Petru. What does criteria mean?
How
Nur,
they
Mame.
assess us.
Shala, if you want to come in, what does it mean?
It's about the type of
how-
information which they are request.
How
The
OET
standards.
us.
Okay, so I said Petru and no, I wasn't sure if they were going to answer, but Petru's coming. Petru, come back one more time. What is criteria, please, sir?
Yeah, it's like a type of information which they are asking from us.
Sort of. Shala, do you want to build on this? A criteria is
Yeah, how
Standards.
OET assess us.
it's how they assess us, guys, right? How they assess us. Does anyone know the scoring system they will give? Like how many there's a number. Does anyone know the maximum score you can get? Marianne, Dylan.
From 0 to 3.
It is from 0 to 3. Excellent. 0 to 3. So guys, we want in our exam, we want to get 3, don't we? We want to get 3 for giving information. Today, I'm going to show you exactly what OET want. Okay, so you can get 3. But remember, what we're talking about is explaining things and advising on things. Okay, does anyone have any doubts before I continue? Does anyone want to ask a question? Put your hand up on Zoom if you put your hand up if that's okay. If you have any doubts about this. Farid Ullah, sir.
Yes, sir. To the patient and to the relative also.
Do we have to give information to the relative? Sometimes, yeah. If
Okay.
the patient is a child. Of course, there's only 2 people. But yeah, of course. Anyone else with any quick questions here? Put your hand up. Don't shout, please. Information giving, it's an OET criteria, and it's providing an explanation, and it's advising. Okay, well, let's come back then to, we have an example here. Who gave me this example? Was it Chala? Chala.
Yeah.
So you gave me this. Now I want to give some information about your medication. So what are you doing here, Chala? What is this?
I am providing structure.
But I said, can you tell me what is information giving? So
Yeah.
is this not information giving?
Yeah, I realize now.
Actually, then there is something a little bit like this. A bit like this. Before we give information, Chala, do you think we should ask them a question?
Yeah.
What should we ask?
Do you know what do you know about this medication?
What do you know about? Is this right, guys? What do you know about blank? Is this information giving part of it?
What would you like to know?
Check 100.
This is now much better, much better. Okay, now OET actually say 5 things about information giving. Okay, it's not like there's only one thing you should do. There's actually 5 things. This is one. This is only one of those 5. Okay. Does anyone know the name of this? Farid, Hussein, Helen, the more experienced people. Do you know the name?
Check initial knowledge.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Licit.
I tell you what, guys, I'm going to show you now. I will show you now the criteria. Okay. And I want you guys to all read it and tell me which one is this? Which one is this? Okay. Is everyone ready to see the criteria?
Yes.
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 Here is the official OET criteria. All right. Now, don't shout out, just quickly read and put your hand up if you can tell me, is it E1, E2, E3, E4, E5? That is matching with, remember, matching with this idea here. Okay, what do you know about? Okay, oops. I'll give you just a little bit more time. People who are new, just put your hand up when you've got the answer. By the way, if you want to read the OET criteria, guys, you can go and check the SET blog. I'll give you in the chat the SET blog. This is, you can read the speaking criteria there. Okay. Okay, I'm going to ask for Omi. Omi, could you say hello?
Hello.
So go on, Omi. Which one is asking this question? What do you know about?
I think the E1 establishing initially what the patient already knows.
Is this right, guys? Is this E1?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So
E1.
Chala,
Yes.
Yeah.
Chala, good self-correction, Chala, good self-correction. E1. Okay. Of course, Chala, can you say hello?
Yeah, hello.
Of course, you should also provide structure as well, right? It's not bad what you said before either. So this is E1, guys. Okay. E1, information giving. Establish initially what the patient already knows. Now, Uliana, could you say hello? Or we can try Victoria if you want to say hello. We can try Melek.
Hello, Vale.
Uliana, what does establishing mean?
It's like asking. It's
Hard, isn't it? Uliana, do you think this is a little bit complicated?
yeah, it's like find out, establishing.
Do you think you can remember all of these things in the exam?
No.
No. So what I normally do every week, guys, I simplify this. Let's do what I normally do. We're going to make this more simple. Okay. We don't need to say establish. What is establish? Uliana.
Maybe ask what they know.
It's ask. It's ask. Okay. Ask what they know already. Is that clear for everyone here? Ask what they know already.
Yes.
It should be really simple, right? If in speaking, we have to be able to do this really fast. So it needs to be simple. It needs to be very clear because you don't have time to think, oh, what is E1? You need to have something very simple and clear. So look, ask what they know already. Now, I've got a double question here or an extra question. Oiku, could you say hello? Or Sarah. Do we always do this? Do we always do it? Do we always need to ask?
I think we should, yeah, so that we can build on whatever they provide us.
I'm not sure. We're gonna talk about this later, guys, because there might be some situations where you don't ask what they know already. I'll show you, okay? What about E2 though? Samia, can you say hello, Samia, please? Or we could try Murad, sir. Could you say hello?
Hello.
Could you just read this, all of this?
Pausing periodically when giving information, using the response to guide next steps.
So should we make this more simple? Can you make that more simple for me, please, sir? What does that mean in a simple way? If you're not sure, guys, put your hands up if you think you can help him here. It's not easy to quickly summarize these things, but Mina, do you want to come and help?
I think it just don't tell the patient all the information at one time. You can divide them to many sections and ask the patient if I am clear at the end of the session.
So, Mina, what does pausing mean?
Stop.
Stop.
Guys, I'm just going to say stop. Okay, stop. And then here is stop. Okay. But Mina, you said ask them question. Do I need to ask them a question?
Check understanding.
Yes, because we have to check their understanding. I think it's the E5.
Is it E5, guys?
No.
No,
It's
is that clear?
E4. It's E4, right? So look, E2 is stop. E4 is, everyone? Check.
Checking, understanding.
Right?
Checking.
So of course you don't just go blah 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 blah. Okay? You have to break it down. You have to what we call chunk it into pieces, right? So stopping and checking. Now checking is the language is quite hard. Anastasia, do you remember any phrases we can use for checking understanding? Fumi, do you remember
Is that clear?
This is the classic one, guys. Is that clear? Or Fumi,
Is it are you familiar with this?
Oh, that's a nice one. Are you familiar with this? I never heard that one.
Oh, does it make sense?
You could say,
Are
does
you
that make
following?
sense? Does that make sense so far? Sounds good. Also, instead of is that clear, there's so many good, and we're going to look at this later. Okay, but guys, this is my favorite one, my total favorite. Does anyone know this? Anyone? Come on.
I hope.
I hope that is clear, or you can say, I hope that was clear. Okay, that's my favorite one because it sounds so polite and so professional. Dylan, do you have a question? Jennifer, do you want to say something here?
No. I wanna answer the E4.
Well, we're going to come back to this because, guys, look, E2 and E4. Do you think they're important? Of course, I think they're probably the most important. Okay, the most important. So we're going to come back and discuss them for a long time. Okay, but let's just go to E3 because E3 is actually quite easy. Christina, if you're available, Mashid, if you're available, Melek, could you say hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, Mashid first and then Christine. So Mashid, can you read E3? What does it say?
Yeah, encouraging the patient to contribute reactions and feelings.
Okay, Christina, what does that mean?
It's we need to find out patient perspective and feeling. Like, for example, what do you think about that?
Let's put examples. So what do you think about that?
Yeah, how does it sound?
How does that sound? Okay, now, what is the difference between Christina, Mashid? How does that sound? And I hope that was clear. What's the difference?
So I think when we ask about how does that sound, we are asking about the patient's opinion. But in the other question, I hope that is clear. We are asking about the understanding. In the E3, we are talking about the patient's feeling about the situation or the problem.
I'm going to make this really simple, guys. A feeling is kind of well, we can say opinion as well. Opinions and feelings. E3, opinions and feelings. So when would we ask this? Think about something that you might explain where you also have to check the feeling of it. Put your hands up. Maybe I can ask Mina again, Nazifa, Murad. What might I explain that I also need to check if they are okay with this? Do you know what I mean? Not just do you understand, but are you okay? Anyone? Mashid, what might I need to ask? What topics?
For example, when we are talking about a procedure for a patient, we are explaining the procedure. We have to ask about how the patient feel about the procedure, or does the patient understand all the procedure, maybe?
Yeah, a procedure maybe that's a bit, maybe they feel anxious. Maybe self-injection, guys.
Yeah.
Injecting. Things like
surgery, for example.
Soraya, can you give me another example of topics where we might want to just check that they're okay?
Yes, it's might be a recommendation, for example, doing some exercises
Maybe even a
before.
lifestyle change,
Yeah.
like that they might not want to do the lifestyle change. Rachel, any ideas here as well? Rachel?
Yeah, can we say that are you with me if we are explaining some procedure or something?
I would say
Like
no. I would say, guys, be careful, right? So we're going to talk about this later as well. Be careful. There are a lot of phrases like, "Are you with me?" I think no, slightly insulting. Do you understand? Can I say, do you understand?
No.
No.
Do you get me? Do you get me?
No.
Because it
So
sounds
formal.
There's many that there's so many phrases that are either insulting or informal. So we'll talk about this later when we practice. You have to be very careful with the sentences you use. Okay. Let's just move to E5 just to finish this, and then I'm going to change the topic. So E5, if you could say hello.
Hello.
Okay. Can you read E5 for us, please?
Yes, sure. Discovering what further information the patient needs.
Okay, can you make that really simple? What does that mean? Discovering. Again, is it asking?
No, information that patient needs, maybe.
What am I going to do, though? Am I going to ask a question? I think.
Yes.
Yeah, right. So, what am I going to ask? Ask further
information.
Info, right? You see, I'm just trying to make it very, very simple today so we can remember these things, guys. This is information giving for OET. Ask the patient what they know already. Of course. Stop. Break down your explanation. Break down into 2 pieces or 3 pieces your explanation. Check they understand in the middle of your explanation. Maybe ask them how they feel as well. At the end of your explanation, what are you going to do? Any questions? Right? Do you have any questions? What else can we say for this? What else can we say?
Do you want me to go through that again?
Yeah, this is a very nice phrase. Do you want me to go through that again? Okay. Now,
Any more concerns?
That's a nice one. Is that Anastasia? Say that again. Do you have any
more concerns?
We could just say, do you have any concerns? Do you have any questions? Yeah. This is nice because you're almost doing E3 here as well, right? It's almost the same. Okay, now let's come back to this. E1. Do I always need to do this? I'm not sure. E3. Do I always need to do this?
Yes.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. E5. Do I always need to do this? Not
Yeah.
No.
Let me explain. So I'm explaining something now. In OET, when you're explaining something or when you're giving advice, there's different things that you might explain. For example, what if you're explaining exercise? Let's have an example. Let me give you an example. Farid, can you be my patient?
Yes.
So, Farid, do you know what exercise is? What do you know about exercise?
What do you mean by exercise? I mean, what is it, to define you or to do something?
Well, like football, rugby, swimming, going to the
Yes.
gym. Do you know what it is?
This is a type of exercise, yes, we do, to make the body healthy.
Okay, let me explain then. So, you can play football, and football is a game where you kick the ball and you try to score a goal. Is that clear?
Yes, doc, it's clear.
Okay, there's also you can play tennis. Tennis is a game where you are running a lot and you are hitting the ball over a net. Am I making sense so far?
Yes, doc, yes, it's making sense.
Do you have any questions about these things?
No, doctor, I don't have any question. It's clear for me now.
Except that how does he feel now, guys? How does Farid feel now, if it's real? What's wrong with this?
A good.
Come on, guys. What's wrong with this? Think about it. Do I need to explain what exercise is? Do I need to break it down into little pieces and check? Oh, do you know what football is? No, right? So in OET, there's two types. There's two types of situation. If I am doing exercise, Farid, I will do it like this. So Farid, I think you need to get a little bit more exercise. You can consider football and tennis, and there's many other sports. Is that clear? Is that clear?
Yes. Yes.
I'm finished. I'm not going to do anything else. I'm trying to get you guys to think about this, right? There's two types of explanations. There's two types of advice giving as well in OET. I made a picture for you guys. I'm going to show you a picture. Ready? 3, 2, 1. What is this? Two types of explanations.
Too small.
Short and long.
Yeah, right.
Details.
Remember I
Details
said,
and
this happens in OET, right? The problem is, if we learn this one, if we learn all of this, you guys will all go and do the cue cards completely incorrect. Because in OET, there are many, many short explanations. And only sometimes do we have long explanations. The way we do them is different. Does that make sense, guys? You're not going to do the same thing for each. So for a short explanation, Adesola, what do I need to do for a short explanation?
I think no need to.
Do I need E1? Do I need E1? What do you know about football? What do you know about exercise?
It's not needed.
No E1, right? Do I need to do E5 for a short explanation?
No.
Do you have any questions about exercise? It sounds silly. Okay, so usually no E5. Okay, it's just going to be explain, right? What do I do next?
Check understanding at the end.
How many times do I check?
At the end.
So check once at end. Does that make sense, guys? Explain, check once. This would be a short explanation. You're just going to explain, check once at the end. What about long explanations, though? Farid, can you help me? Or we can try Dilan.
Yes, I can.
Do I need E1 here?
Dilan or me?
Yeah, ask them what they know, right? It's a long explanation. It's going to be something complicated, right?
Yes.
Ask them what they know. This is E1. Do I need to check understanding more than one time?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Do I need to break it down, guys?
Yes.
Right, so explain, check,
Check.
explain, check. Okay, explain. And then what am I going to do at the end, guys?
E5, ask for more information if the patient needs.
Yeah, more info, right? More info. And this will be E, what is this, E?
E5. E5.
Now, here's the big problem. Can be a little bit difficult. How many times will I check understanding? Abdul Bari. Well, Dilan or Abdul Bari, how many times will I check for a long explanation?
2 or 3.
Do we know exactly?
No, it depends. No, it depends on
Exactly, guys. So how many times we check depends on the topic,
Case note.
right? The cue. Usually, let's ask Farid. Usually, when we are practicing Alif as well, how many times normally do you see in a normal cue card with a long explanation?
2 to 3.
Maybe check, and then this is number
Yes.
3 here. Usually, guys, it's going to be 2 or 3. Okay, but I saw a nurse once do a very, very good role play, and she checked like 5 times. It just depends on the situation. Okay, so this week, I want you guys to have this in your mind. If you see a cue card and you think, oh, Alan told me explaining is information giving, advising is information giving. You need to also think, is this a long one or a short one? Does that make sense, guys?
Yeah.
Put your hands up if anyone's unclear on this, please. Or does anyone have any questions? Because I'm going to test you. Put your hand up. Yes, Farid.
Yes, I understand this, but the other area where we ask opinion, can I ask a question about?
Yeah, E3.
Yes, here. Let's
I would
suppose,
say, yeah, so I would say definitely E3 might be needed here. Do we think we can have E3 here, guys, in a short explanation?
Possible.
Yeah, it's maybe that you don't check, you just use E3 or E3. Maybe you explain and then you say, how do you feel about that? Right? That might be really good, actually.
I don't know. Being as a foreigner for the English language, sometimes I feel very. Let's suppose I'm telling him that, lead, you are my patient. I'm telling you in 2 weeks you have a duodenoscopy, all like this. So if the patient and the procedure is a bit stressful, I'm being a little bit embarrassed, feel. So how I would ask the question that the patient feel normal. I mean, is it that you are okay with that like this?
You're
Are you
going to
okay with that?
say, what do you think about that? Or how does that sound is a good one. How does that sound?
Okay.
Okay. Rima, do you have a quick question here? Because we're going to practice it, but Rima, go on.
Yes, Ellen, I do have a question. For
Please.
short explanation, suppose we are explaining something to the patient and we see the patient reaction also. So if patient look confused, do we need to repeat it? Like, do we need to add E5 in it?
Yeah, if you see them looking confused, guys, you can definitely, it's a great chance to say, do you want me to go through that again? Of course. Yeah.
Even in a small explanation?
Well, this is the thing, right? If it's short, why is it short? Why is it short, guys?
Maybe because it's a simple topic and quite obvious.
It's a simple, obvious topic. So will they be like, oh, what do you mean exercise? I have never heard. Change my diet? What? They're not going to be like that because they're not stupid, right? And that's the point. If you do this for a simple topic, you're going to insult people. Do you know what I mean, guys? It's insulting to do all of this for a topic that is very simple. Make sense? So this problem will not happen. It's a simple topic. Now, let me show you some examples, guys. Are you ready to see some cue cards? And we can decide now for ourselves, is this a long explanation, short explanation? Is everyone ready to see this?
Yeah.